The arm is emerging.
Okay.
I'm coming.
Oh, kids. We've got our wizard to tell a story tonight. He's traveled a very long way. Let's give him a round of applause.
I'm coming. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Thank you. What are you supposed to do? How's everybody doing? All right, wonderful. My name is Melvin. Melvin the Wizard, and I'm here to tell you guys a story. You guys want to hear a story?
Yeah!
Wonderful. This is a true story about what happened to me. As you can see, I'm kind of a crazy old man. And so I was traveling one day in upstate New York, actually. And as I was traveling, I came to a beautiful home. And it was a bed and breakfast home. And in that home were two people. A husband and a wife, and they were happy. And they ran the bed and breakfast. And I came up to the home and answered the door and walked in. I didn't have any money with me. And so...
Welcome.
I don't have any money with me.
That's okay. We don't turn away anybody.
I need a place to stay tonight. Just for one night. You can stay with us.
Yes, no problem.
As payment, I have for you right here. This is what is called a monkey's paw. And this monkey's paw will grant you 4 wishes. But I tell you this, be careful what you wish for, because it will come true. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then I stayed the night. The next day, the mom was looking at the monkey's paw. And her husband hadn't been blessed with children ever in their lives. And they really wanted a child. Her sister had a little boy of their own. And she was always envious of that little boy. And so as she looked at the monkey's paw, she said to her husband,
Honey, I know the first wish we have to make.
What is it?
You know what it is.
Are we sure about this?
Yes. Yes, we have to wish.
They spoke as if they were sure it was going to come true.
Monkey's paw, give us a child. We wish for a child. We wish for a child.
We wish
And the
for a
monkey's paw
child.
began to shake. And as they wished 3 times, it fell to the floor. And nothing happened right away. But as a couple days went on, they noticed that the woman noticed that her sister was missing. They couldn't find her anywhere. And so they had to adopt the child. So the child then became their own. And they raised the child as their own. And as time went by, the child got bigger and bigger and bigger. Bigger and bigger. Very tall child.
Will you come down from that tree? You're just like a little monkey.
The child loved to climb the trees, evidently.
Come on, we've got baseball practice in 10 minutes.
And you have to eat dinner before you go.
Always with his head up in the clouds.
Well, as the years went by, the boy went off to work in the mill yards. And he chopped wood and he worked on the river in the mills, and that's how he spent his life.
You look just like your father, son. Although, you're adopted.
Thanks, Mom.
I'm so glad that you're here.
And then the son went off to the mill yards. But as time went by, the family fell on hard times and they needed some money. They needed just enough to get by, and they needed just a little bit more than they had. And then the wife again remembered the monkey's paw.
Honey, I mean, we're just barely making ends meet. We're going to lose this house if we can't scrape up any money.
We have to use it again. Darren, it worked the first time.
Okay, but you remember what the old man said? We need to be careful what we wish for.
Apparently the woman had forgotten that her sister was lost because of this.
Listen, I know that it didn't do what we thought the first time, but this is desperate. Desperate times call for desperate measures. It's a recession, for goodness sake.
All right, we'll just
We
wish for enough to get by. We wish for enough to get by. We wish for enough to get by.
And the monkey's paw shook and fell on the floor, and nothing happened. But a couple of days went by, and a messenger came knocking at their door. The messenger had for them, obviously, a message. And the message was this: that their son had died in a horrible accident at the mills, but that he had had an insurance policy. And that insurance policy was just enough to help them get by.
It'll be all right. We can make it past. I mean...
No, it's not okay. It's not okay. This cursed thing has ruined our lives.
And time went by, and they were both lonely. Really lonely. They began to sob uncontrollably. Yet for some reason they were apart from each other, even though they were husband and wife.
I can't look at you. You look just like him.
He has your eyes!
No!
Even though he's adopted!
And then one day, the wife remembered the monkey's paw, and she remembered that she had 2 more wishes.
Honey!
Knowing that her husband would not let her, she snuck upstairs and took the monkey's paw into her hands. She knew what she wanted to wish for. All it would take was 3 wishes and her son would be back to her forever. And so she...
I wish my son would return! I wish my son would return! I wish my son would return!
And the monkey's paw shook and fell on the ground. And nothing happened. But a couple of days later, the doorbell rang. And the wife was upstairs, and she ran down the stairs, and the husband peeked out the door, and he could see down the way, he could see his son coming, but it wasn't his son. It wasn't how his son, he remembered his arms were poking out everywhere, and his eyeballs were hanging out, both of them, everywhere.
Now he looks more like my wife!
And so the husband ran upstairs as fast as he could. And he grabbed the monkey's paw into his hand, and he remembered that there was one last wish. And he ran over to the fire.
I wish my son would go away! I wish my son would go away! I wish my son would go away!
And he threw the monkey's paw into the fire, and the fire exploded, and the wife ran out to meet her son. But when she got there, all that was there was a pool of blood and his eyeball. The end. Thank you.